The morning was busy in the big office building. People in suits were walking fast, phones were ringing, computers were turning on. Everyone was talking about the same thing. The new company boss is coming soon. Everyone was excited. Some were nervous. Some wanted to impress the new owner. Maybe they would get a big promotion. Maybe they would become a manager or even a director. But no one noticed the black cleaning woman who slowly walked into the building. She was wearing old clothes. Her shoes made soft sounds on the floor. She carried a cleaning cloth and a small bucket. Her name was Mary. Mary had worked in this office for 5 long years. Every day she came early in the morning. Every day she cleaned the floors, tables, and windows. She threw away the trash and cleaned the bathrooms. But no one said hello to her. No one smiled at her. The office workers called her invisible, Mary, because they acted like she was not there. Mr. Robert, the CEO of the company, walked past her that morning. He did not even look at her. He was too busy talking to his assistant. "Make sure the meeting room is ready," Mr. Robert said loudly. "The new company boss may come today. Everything must look perfect." Mary stood quietly in the corner. She smiled a little. But why? Why was Mary smiling when no one else noticed her? The workers in the office whispered about the new boss. "Maybe it's a rich man from London," said one man. "No, maybe it's a businessman from Dubai," said another. "Maybe he will close the company," whispered one woman in fear. But no one thought about Mary. After cleaning the kitchen, Mary sat in the storage room to eat her sandwich. She opened a small old notebook. The pages were full of notes, numbers, and names. She turned the pages slowly. She had been writing in this notebook for many years. Every time she heard a secret talk. Every time she saw a mistake. Every time the managers did something wrong, she wrote it down. But why? Why would a cleaning woman keep such a notebook? Suddenly, young Lily, the new receptionist, opened the door and saw Mary. "Oh, sorry. I didn't know someone was here," Lily said. Mary quickly closed her notebook and smiled kindly. "It's okay, dear. I'm just having my lunch." Lily smiled back and left. But for a second, she looked at Mary strangely. What was in that notebook? Mary stood up, put the notebook in her old bag, and returned to cleaning. She passed the big glass door of the CEO's office. She saw Mr. Robert talking on the phone. Yes, the new owner will arrive soon," Mr. Robert said. "I don't care who he is. I will keep my job. I always do." Mary's smile grew bigger. She knew something Mr. Robert did not know. Every day after work, Mary went home to her small house at the edge of the city. The house was old but clean. On the wall were pictures of her family. One photo showed a young Mary wearing a beautiful business suit. She looked rich and happy. What happened to her life? Why was she now just a cleaning woman? No one at the office knew that story. One evening, many years ago, Mary's father lost everything. He owned a company, but his business partner cheated him and took all his money. Her father died from sadness. Mary lost her home, her car, her good life. She had to work to survive. She became a cleaner. But Mary was not an ordinary cleaning woman. At night, she studied business in secret. She learned how to run companies. She learned about money, stocks, and power. She watched the office workers every day. She listened to their secrets. She saw who was honest and who was a liar. She collected every mistake, every wrong action, every hidden deal in her small notebook. Now, the time was near. Soon everyone would know the truth. Soon they would see that Mary was not just a cleaning woman. At the office, workers laughed and joked about her. "Look at her old shoes," said one man. "She smells like soap," laughed another. "She will always be a nobody," said a woman. But Mary said nothing. She cleaned the floor slowly. She listened to everything. That day, the office printer was broken. The IT manager kicked it hard. "Why is nothing working in this company?" he shouted. Mary smiled again. She knew why. The company was in trouble. Big trouble. Money was missing. Customers were leaving. The CEO was hiding the truth. The managers were making secret deals. Mary knew everything. She had proof in her notebook, and soon the real owner of the company would come. The clock on the wall ticked slowly. Everyone looked at the elevator. "Maybe the new boss will come at 3 p.m., someone said. "No, maybe 4 p.m., said another. Mary finished cleaning the floor. She looked at the elevator. She knew exactly who was coming, and when the doors opened, the whole office would be shocked, because they had no idea who was really going to take control of the company. As the day ended, Mr. Robert called the managers. "Big meeting tomorrow," he shouted. "The new company owner is coming. We must all look perfect." The workers cheered and smiled, but Mary just cleaned the table. She wiped the glass until it shone bright. No, one knew that Mary had already made her move. At home that night, she took out her notebook again. She also opened a big envelope. Inside were official papers, signed by lawyers. "Soon they will all know the truth," Mary whispered. She smiled for a long time. Tomorrow would change everything, and no one, not Mr. Robert, not the managers, not the laughing workers, could stop her. Because Mary, the invisible cleaning woman, was about to become the most powerful person in the company. The sun was setting as Mary left the big office building. The day was over. All the workers had gone home. Only the guards and cleaners were left behind. Mary walked slowly to the bus stop. Her old bag hung on her shoulder. In the bag was her small secret notebook. Nobody knew her secret life. To the office. People, she was only Mary, the poor black cleaning woman. She cleaned the floors. She emptied the trash. She washed the bathrooms. They thought she was simple, stupid, and weak. But they were wrong. Very wrong. Mary smiled as she sat on the bus. She held her bag tight. Inside the bag was also a big brown envelope. It was thick and heavy. Important papers were inside. The bus stopped in a quiet street. Mary got off and walked to her small house. The house was old, but very clean. Flowers grew outside. The door was blue. Inside, the house looked different from what people expected. There was a big wooden table full of papers. Business books were on the shelf. A laptop was open. On the wall were pictures of a young Mary. In one photo, she wore a beautiful business suit. She smiled brightly. Another photo showed her father shaking hands with a rich businessman. Mary touched that photo gently. Her father was once the owner of a big company, a kind man, a smart man. He gave money to help the poor. He loved his workers. But then came the bad partner, a man named Mr. Blake. He stole the company's money. He lied to the police and the banks. He destroyed Mary's father. Her father lost everything. His company, his house, his health. He died from sadness. Mary lost everything too. She was rich. Once, she went to good schools. She wore nice clothes. She ate good food. But after her father died, she had nothing. She was alone. Mary had to find work. She cleaned houses. She washed dishes. She worked in shops. Life was hard, but Mary did not give up. At night, she went to a small school. She studied business. She learned how companies worked. She read about money, shares, and power. She learned about law. And when she got the job as a cleaning woman in Mr. Robert's company, she was ready. Every day, she listened carefully. Every day, she watched. She saw how Mr. Robert cheated. She saw the secret papers. She heard the managers' lies, and she wrote everything in her small notebook. Now the notebook was full. Names, dates, mistakes, crimes. She had all the secrets. Mary sat down at her table. She opened the big brown envelope. Inside were papers from the lawyer. She read them slowly. These papers said that Mary had bought the company's shares. All of them. Mr. Robert did not know this. No one knew. But soon, everyone would know. Mary smiled. Again. She turned on her laptop. She checked her emails. There was a message from her lawyer. "Everything is ready. You are the legal owner now. The company is yours." Mary closed her eyes for a moment. She remembered her father's voice. "Never give up, Mary. One day you will stand tall again." That day was coming, very soon. But why did she choose to work as a cleaning woman in the company she secretly bought? Because she wanted to see who was good and who was bad. She wanted to know the truth about every worker. She wanted to understand the heart of the company, and now she knew. She knew the workers who were kind. Like Lily, the young receptionist who sometimes smiled at her. Like old Mr. Thomas in the storeroom, who always helped her carry heavy boxes, and she knew who was cruel. Like Mr. Robert, the greedy CEO. Like the two rude managers who laughed at her old shoes. Like the office girls who called her the soap lady. Mary would not forget. Tomorrow was the big day. Tomorrow the company would belong to her. But first, she had one more thing to do. Mary picked up her phone. She called her lawyer. "Is the press ready?" she asked. "Yes, madam," said the lawyer. "The newspaper and TV reporters will be outside the office tomorrow. They want to meet the new company boss." "Good," said Mary. "Let them wait. Let everyone wait. The surprise will be big." She put down the phone and laughed softly. The poor black cleaning woman. The woman everyone ignored. The woman they laughed at. Tomorrow, they would all see her real face. Mary looked around her small house. Soon, she could buy a new house, a big one. But she felt no hurry. Money was not her goal. Respect was her goal. She wanted to show the world that a cleaning woman could be strong, she could be clever, she could win. The next morning, the office building was full of excitement. People talked in whispers. The air smelled like fresh coffee and nervous sweat. Today was the big day. The new company owner was coming. Mr. Robert, the CEO, stood in his large office. He looked in the mirror. He fixed his expensive tie. He combed his hair. "I must look perfect," he said to himself. "I must impress the new boss." But Mr. Robert did not know something very important. He did not know that he had already made a big mistake. Mary, the cleaning woman he ignored for 5 years, was not just a poor worker. She was the secret owner of the whole company, but Mr. Robert still believed the new boss was some old man from London or Dubai. "Maybe he is rich and stupid," Mr. Robert laughed. "I can control him. I will stay as CEO. I will still have my big office, my car, my power." He smiled proudly. Outside his office, the workers were busy. They cleaned their desks. They checked their clothes. Lily, the young receptionist, sat at her desk near the front door. She remembered her talk with Mary the night before. Something about Mary felt strange, special. But she shook her head. "No, she's just the cleaning woman," Lily whispered. "I'm imagining things." The elevator bell rang. "Maybe it's the new boss," someone gasped, but it was only the delivery man. "False alarm!" the workers laughed. Mary entered the building quietly. She wore her old cleaning clothes. Her shoes made soft sounds on the floor. Her bag hung on her shoulder. Inside the bag was her secret notebook and the papers that proved she owned the company. No one noticed her. Good, Mary thought. Let them believe I am still invisible. Mr. Robert came out of his office. He clapped his hands. "Listen, everyone. When the new owner comes, smile, shake hands, say nice things. We must look like the best company in the city." The workers nodded. Some laughed quietly behind his back. Mr. Robert did not care. He thought he was the king of the company. But he was wrong. Very wrong. Mary walked past him. She smiled kindly. Mr. Robert did not even look at her. He was too busy talking to the managers. "Where is the contract? Where are the papers for the new boss to sign?" he asked loudly. His assistant ran to him with a file. "Here, sir. Everything is ready." "Good," Mr. Robert said. "When the new boss signs this, I will still have my power." He laughed softly. Mary smiled again. Poor Mr. Robert. He did. Not know that the new boss had already signed the real papers long ago, and the new boss was standing just a few steps away. The elevator bell rang again. Maybe this time it's the real owner, someone said. But again, it was not. Mr. Robert began to feel nervous. Where is he? Why is the new boss late? He muttered. Mary quietly went to the storage room. She opened her bag. She took out her beautiful dark blue dress, her shiny black shoes, her silver necklace. It was time. She quickly changed her clothes. She looked at herself in the small mirror. She did not look like a cleaning woman anymore. She looked like a boss, a queen. She picked up her bag, full of proof and secrets, and walked out of the storage room. Nobody saw her at first. They were all looking at the elevator. The elevator bell rang again. Maybe now, they all gasped, but the elevator was empty. Suddenly, someone gasped loudly, "Look!" Everyone turned. There stood Mary, but not the Mary they knew. This Mary wore a beautiful dress. Her necklace shone in the light. Her shoes clicked on the floor. She stood tall. Her eyes were bright. She smiled like a queen. "Mary," Lily whispered. In shock, Mr. Robert turned and stared. "What are you doing here? Go clean the bathrooms!" he shouted, but Mary just smiled kindly. "I am not here to clean, Mr. Robert," she said softly. "I am here to take my company." The whole office went silent. Mr. Robert's face turned red. "What nonsense is this?" he laughed. "Go away before the real boss comes." Mary opened her bag. She took out the big brown envelope. She pulled out the papers. "These are the legal documents," she said loudly. "I bought the company shares. I am the new owner." Gasps filled the room. Mr. Robert grabbed the papers. He read them fast. His hands began to shake. "No, this can't be true," he whispered. But it was true. Mary turned to the workers. "For 5 years I cleaned your floors. I emptied your trash. I washed your bathrooms," she said. "You thought I was nothing. You thought I was invisible. But I watched. I listened. I learned." Lily covered her mouth in shock. Old Mr. Thomas smiled wide. Mr. Robert dropped the papers. His face was white. But, how?" he stammered. Mary looked at him kindly. "Your mistake, Mr. Robert, was ignoring the small people. You never saw me. But I saw you. I know all your secrets." She held up her notebook. "In here are your lies, your crimes, your broken deals. Everything." Reporters rushed in from outside. Cameras flashed. Microphones pointed at Mary. "Is it true? Are you the new boss?" they asked. Mary nodded. "Yes, I am the owner now." The workers cheered. Lily ran to her and hugged her. "I knew you were special," she said. Mr. Robert fell into a chair. "This is not fair," he cried. "I am the CEO. I am the boss." Mary smiled gently. "Not anymore," she said. The guards came. "Take Mr. Robert to the boardroom," she said. "There is much to explain." Mr. Robert stood up slowly. He looked at Mary with fear. "You planned this?" "All along," he whispered. Mary nodded. "Yes. And you helped me, Mr. Robert. Every lie you told, every secret you hid. I wrote them all down." The office workers clapped. Some laughed. The cleaning woman they had ignored was now their queen. Mary stood tall, strong, proud. And this was only the beginning. The office was full of noise now. Reporters asked questions. Cameras flashed again and again. Workers whispered and stared. But in the middle of all the noise, Mary stood calm and strong, like a queen. Mr. Robert sat in the chair near the wall. His face was white. His hands were shaking. He could not believe this was real. The poor black cleaning woman was now the boss. The guards stood near him. They waited for Mary's next order. Mary slowly walked to the middle of the office. She turned to the workers. "Please listen, everyone." she said in a clear, kind voice. The workers stopped talking. The reporters became quiet. This company has a new future. A better future. But first, we must clean the company. The same way I cleaned your floors for 5 years. Some workers smiled. Some looked worried. Mr. Robert stood up suddenly. "You can't do this," he shouted. "You know nothing about running a company. You are just a cleaner." Mary looked at him calmly. "For 5 years, I cleaned this building. But for 10 years before that, I studied business, law, and management. I have more knowledge than you ever had," she said softly. Mr. Robert laughed loudly. "You're lying. You don't have proof," he shouted. Mary smiled. "I have proof," she said, holding up her notebook. "And I have the real company papers, signed and legal. You are no longer the CEO. I am." The reporters gasped. Cameras flashed again. "Mr. Robert, you stole money from this company. You cheated the workers. You lied to the board. I have all the evidence. And tomorrow the police. We'll have it too." Mr. Robert froze. "Police?" he whispered. "Yes," Mary said. "For your crimes, you will be punished." The workers began to clap. Some laughed. "I always knew he was a liar," someone whispered. "Serves him right," another said. Mary raised her hand for silence. "But not everyone here is bad," she said kindly. "Some people have kind hearts. Some people worked hard. They will stay. They will grow with this company." She smiled at Lily. "Like you, Lily. You always treated me with respect. You smiled at me when others did not. From today, you are not just a receptionist. You are my personal assistant." Lily gasped. "Me? Really?" she asked, surprised. Mary nodded. "Yes, you deserve it." The workers clapped again. Lily's face turned red with joy. "And Mr. Thomas?" Mary continued, looking at the old storekeeper. "You have worked here honestly for 30 years. From today, you are the head of supplies. A better office. A better pay." Mr. Thomas's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you, Miss Mary." "Thank you," he said softly. Mary turned back to Mr. Robert. "But you will answer for your crimes. Guards, take him to the boardroom. Let the board see what he has done. The police will come soon." The guards gently pushed Mr. Robert toward the boardroom. "You will regret this, Mary," he shouted. "You will fail." Mary smiled kindly. "I cleaned your mess before. Now, I will clean your lies." The office filled with cheers. The workers clapped loudly. Mary walked to the big glass window. She looked out at the city. "So many people in this city think small people are nothing," she said softly. "But small people have eyes, ears, hearts, minds." The reporters ran to her. "Miss Mary, how did you do this?" one asked. "How did you buy the company in secret?" another asked. Mary smiled. "For years, I saved every penny. I studied every night. I bought small shares of the company without anyone noticing. Piece by piece. Until I had it all," she said. The reporters wrote fast. Cameras clicked. "What will you do now?" they asked. "I will make this company fair, honest, strong, no more cheating, no more lies. The workers will be respected, paid well, given chances to grow," she said, firmly. The workers smiled and nodded. Hope filled their eyes. Lily stood close to Mary. "You are amazing, Miss Mary," she whispered. Mary laughed softly. "I am just a woman who cleaned floors and watched carefully," she said. Suddenly, the board members arrived. Old men in suits. They looked confused and worried. "What is happening?" the chairman asked. Mary gave him the legal papers. "Read this," she said. The chairman read slowly. His eyes grew wide. This says you own the company," he gasped. The next morning, the office building looked different. It was bright, fresh, full of new energy. For the first time in years, the workers came to work smiling. They laughed. They talked happily with each other. There was no fear, no shouting bosses, no angry Mr. Robert, because Mr. Robert was gone. taken away by the police for his crimes, and Mary was now the boss. The cleaning woman they once ignored was the queen of the company. Mary arrived at the office early. She wore a simple but beautiful suit. Her hair was neat, her shoes made soft. Sounds on the floor, but no one ignored her now. "Good morning, Miss Mary." The workers greeted her with big smiles. "Good morning, everyone," Mary replied kindly. Lily stood beside her as her personal assistant. She held a file full of papers. "Miss Mary, today is the first meeting with the board members," Lily said. Mary smiled. "Good. Let's show them the new plan for the company," she said. They walked to the big boardroom, the same room where Mr. Robert once shouted and lied. Now the room felt different, warm, safe. The board members stood up when Mary entered. "Good morning, Miss Mary," the chairman said politely. "Good morning, gentlemen," Mary said. "Please sit. We have much to discuss." The board members sat. Their faces were serious. Mary stood tall, strong, calm. "I want this company to change," she said. "No more lies, no more cheating, no more fear." The board members nodded slowly. "We agree," the chairman said. "But how will you do this?" Mary smiled. "First, all honest workers will get a raise. Fair pay for fair work," she said. The board members looked surprised. "A raise? For everyone?" one asked. "Yes. When people are happy, they work better. They stay loyal. The company will grow stronger," Mary explained. The board members whispered to each other. "She is right," one said. "It's risky." "But possible," said another. Mary continued. "Second, new training programs. Every worker can learn new skills, grow, improve. Even the cleaners, no one will be left behind." The board members looked at each other. "New training, even for small workers?" the chairman asked. "Yes, because no worker is small," Mary said firmly. Lily smiled proudly beside her. Mary pointed to her notebook. "For years I wrote ideas. In this book. Plans. Ways to make this company great. Honest. Strong," she said. The board members nodded. "You have thought deeply, Miss Mary," the chairman said. "Yes," Mary said softly. "I watched everything while cleaning your floors." The room became quiet. Everyone understood. Mary had seen the truth when others were blind. She smiled kindly. "From today, this company is not ruled by fear. It is ruled by respect," she said. The board members clapped softly. "Welcome, Miss Mary," the chairman said. "You are truly the queen of this company." Mary smiled. "But a queen must care for her people," she said gently. The meeting ended. The board members left, talking about the new future. Mary returned to her office, her new, big, beautiful office. She sat in the chair that once belonged to Mr. Robert. Lily brought her tea. "Your first tea in your new office, Miss Mary," she said happily. Mary laughed softly. "Strange. I once made tea for others. Now I drink it here," she said. Lily sat across from her. "Miss Mary, how did you do all this? How did you become so strong?" she asked softly. Mary smiled gently. "Life made me strong, Lily. I was poor, ignored, alone. But I watched, I learned, and I never gave up," she said. Lily nodded slowly. "You are like a queen in a story," Lily whispered. Mary laughed kindly. "Not a queen, Lily. Just a woman who worked hard, who waited for the right moment," she said. There was a soft knock. At the door. "Come in," Mary said. Mr. Thomas entered. His face was happy. "Miss Mary, I just wanted to say thank you. For everything. For trusting me," he said. Mary stood and shook his hand. "You deserve it, Mr. Thomas. You worked here longer than anyone. You were honest when others were not," she said. His eyes filled with tears. "I never thought the cleaning woman would save us all," he said softly. Mary smiled. Never ignore small people, Mr. Thomas. They are stronger than they look, she said. He laughed gently and left the room. Lily looked at Mary. Miss Mary, what will you do next? She asked. Mary stood and walked to the window. She looked out at the city. So many companies in this city. So many small people working hard, being ignored. Like I was, she said softly. Lily waited. I will help. Them too, Mary said. I will show other companies how to be fair, how to respect their workers. I will teach them to see the small people. Lily smiled wide. You will change everything, Miss Mary, she said. Mary laughed softly. Maybe. Not everything, but I can start here, she said. The phone rang. Lily answered. Miss Mary, it's a company from across the street. They want to meet you, to learn from you, she said. Mary smiled. Tell them yes. I will help them, she said. Lily put down the phone. Everyone wants to learn from you now, she said. Mary nodded. Because they see the truth at last, she said. Outside the window, the sun shone bright. A new day was beginning, a better day. In the office, workers laughed and talked. They were happy, free, because their queen was not just a boss. She was one of them, and she had changed everything. Everyone in the city wanted to know Mary's secret. How did a poor black cleaning woman take over a big company? How did she learn so much when she worked as a cleaner for 5 years? Reporters kept calling. Newspapers wanted interviews. TV channels wanted her story. But Mary stayed calm. She smiled and said, The time will come. Then I will share my story. Lily was curious, too. Miss Mary, please tell me, she asked one afternoon. How did you do all this? How did you buy this company in secret? How did you know about Mr. Roberts cheating? Mary laughed softly. Sit down, Lily. I will tell you the truth today, she said kindly. Lily sat on the soft chair in Mary's big office. She listened carefully. Mary began to speak. A long time ago, before I worked here as a cleaner, I was a business student. I studied very hard. I got top marks, but I was poor. I needed money to finish my education, she said softly. Lily's eyes grew wide. You were a student? Mary nodded. Yes, but then my father became sick. My family needed money for medicine, so I left university and worked as a cleaner. I thought my dream was over, she said sadly. Lily felt sad too. But I did not give up, Mary said smiling. Every night after cleaning, I went home and studied by myself. Books, online courses, free lessons. I learned everything about business, law, and finance. Lily gasped. All alone? Yes. No one knew. While others laughed at me, I kept learning. I also listened carefully while I cleaned the offices. I heard the workers, the managers, even Mr. Robert, Mary said. Lily covered her mouth. You listened to their secrets? Mary nodded. Every time I cleaned the boardroom or the manager's offices, I heard everything. I knew Mr. Robert was stealing money. I knew he lied to the board. I wrote all his lies in this notebook, she said, holding up her old brown notebook. Lily touched the notebook gently. So this notebook is full of secrets? Yes, secrets, plans, and ideas, Mary said. But how did you buy the company? Lily asked. Mary smiled. While Mr. Robert was busy stealing big money, I quietly bought small shares of this company. Every month I used my little salary to buy tiny shares. No one noticed because they were small, she explained. Lily was amazed. Piece by piece. You bought the whole company? Yes. Like a puzzle. And when the time was right, I owned enough shares to take control, Mary said proudly. Lily shook her head in wonder. Miss Mary, you are a genius, she said softly. Mary laughed gently. No, Lily. I am just patient. I waited, I watched, I learned. That was my secret, she said. Lily smiled wide. But you also have a good heart. That is why the workers love you, she said. Mary smiled kindly. Thank you, Lily. A good leader must have both a strong mind and a kind heart, she said. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Come in, Mary said. Mr. Thomas walked in. His old face was smiling. Miss Mary, the workers want to see you. They have a gift for you, he said. Mary stood up, surprised. A gift? For me? Yes. Please come, Mr. Thomas said. Mary and Lily followed him to the big hall. All the workers were standing there, smiling. They clapped when Mary entered. Miss Mary, you gave us respect. You gave us hope. You gave us a new future, one worker said. So we want to give you this, Lily said, holding a small box. Mary opened. The box. Inside was a golden key. The key of the company, Lily said. You are the true queen here. This key is for you. Mary's eyes filled with tears. Thank you. This means so much to me, she said softly. The workers clapped loudly. We believe in you, Miss Mary, someone shouted. Mary held up the golden key. I believe in all of you too. Together we will make this company great, she said. Everyone cheered. After the celebration, Mary sat in her office again. She looked at the golden key. Lily sat beside her. Miss Mary, now everyone knows you are strong and smart, but they also see your kindness. You are the best boss, Lily said warmly. Mary smiled. Thank you, Lily. But my journey is not finished. I have more dreams, she said. Like what? Lily asked. Mary pointed outside the window to the tall buildings. In the city. Many companies in this city still treat workers badly, like Mr. Robert did. I want to help change that. I want to teach other bosses to respect their workers, she said. Lily's eyes lit up. You can do it, Miss Mary. You can change everything. Mary laughed softly. I will try. One step at a time, she said. Suddenly the phone rang. Lily picked it up. Miss Mary, it's a business school on the phone. They want you to give a speech. They want young students to learn from you, Lily said. Mary smiled. Tell them yes, I will speak. Mary's story spread like fire. Newspapers printed her face on the front page. The cleaning woman who became the queen, they wrote. TV reporters came to her office every day. Miss Mary, how did you become the boss? How did you learn so much? While cleaning? They asked with big smiles. Mary smiled kindly and answered them in a soft voice. I never stopped learning. Even when I cleaned the floors, I listened. I studied. And I believed in myself, she said. Her simple words touched everyone's hearts. People across the city talked about her. She's amazing, said an old shopkeeper. She gives hope to all small people, said a street cleaner. My daughter wants to be like her when she grows up, said a mother. Even big companies wanted to meet her. One day, Lily came into Mary's office holding a letter. Miss Mary, look, a famous business school invited you to speak to their students, she said excitedly. Mary took the letter and read it carefully. They want me to teach future business leaders, she said softly. Yes, you can inspire them to be good, honest leaders, Lily said with a big smile. Mary smiled too. I will go. It's time to share what I've learned, she said. 2 weeks later, Mary stood on a big stage in the business school. Hundreds of students sat in front of her, watching with wide eyes. They expected a rich, proud woman, but Mary stood simply, in her plain dress, smiling gently. Good morning, young people, she said in her soft voice. Good morning, Miss Mary, they replied loudly. Mary looked around the big hall. Do you know where I learned about business? She asked. In university? Someone guessed. Mary shook her head. No, I learned about business while cleaning offices. I listened, I watched, I read books at night. I bought small shares slowly while no one saw me. That's how I became the boss, she said. The hall became quiet. But most important, Mary said gently, I learned to respect people. Every worker matters. Every cleaner, every driver, every guard. They are the real power of a company. The students nodded. Slowly, never ignore small people, because one day they might be your boss, she said with a soft smile. The hall filled with loud clapping. After the speech, many students came to her. Miss Mary, you are my hero, said a young girl. You showed us that hard work and patience. Can win, said a boy. Mary smiled and shook their hands kindly. That night, Mary sat in her office. Lily came with more news. Miss Mary, companies from other cities want to meet you. They want to learn your ways, she said happily. Mary nodded slowly. This is good. I will help them, she said. But Lily looked a little worried. Miss Mary? Aren't you tired? You work so much. Maybe you need rest, she asked kindly. Mary laughed softly. Lily, I worked hard for many years with no rest, cleaning offices, scrubbing floors and studying at night. But this work makes me happy. Helping people gives me energy, she said. Lily smiled. You are strong, Miss Mary, stronger than anyone I know, she said. Just then, Mr. Thomas entered. The office. Miss Mary, there's a group of cleaning women outside. They want to meet you, he said. Mary stood up at once. Bring them in, she said kindly. 5 women entered. They wore simple cleaning uniforms. Their hands were rough. Their eyes were full of respect. Miss Mary, one woman said softly, we work as cleaners too. But after we saw you on TV, we have hope now. Another woman stepped forward. You showed us that even cleaners can dream. Thank you, Miss Mary, she said with tears in her eyes. Mary gently took their hands. Never. Stop dreaming, sisters. Work hard. Learn every day. Your time will come too, she said softly. The women smiled with tears. Can we take a picture with you? One asked. Of course, Mary said kindly. Lily took the photo. Mary stood proudly with the cleaning women, the same way she once stood herself. After they left, Lily whispered, Miss Mary, you are becoming a hero to all the poor people. Mary smiled gently. I am no hero, Lily. I am just a simple woman who did not give up. If they can learn that, I am happy, she said. The next day, a letter arrived from the mayor. Dear Miss Mary, it read, we invite you to the City Awards. You will receive the Heart of the City Medal for inspiring the people. Lily gasped when she read the letter. Miss Mary, you will get the city's highest honor, she said excitedly. Mary smiled softly. It is not for me alone, Lily. This honor is for every cleaner, every small worker who works hard every day, she said. A few days later, Mary stood on a bright stage in front of thousands of people. The mayor gave her a golden medal. Miss Mary, you showed us that dreams can come true no matter how small a person is. You made this city proud, he said. The crowd cheered loudly. Mary held the medal high and said, This medal belongs to every small worker. Never stop believing in yourself. Your day will come. The people clapped, shouted, and smiled. Mary felt tears in her eyes. Her long journey, from a lonely cleaning woman to the queen of the company, was now the hope of thousands. As she left the stage, reporters ran to her. Miss Mary, what will you do next? They asked. Mary smiled. I will help other companies. I will teach other bosses to respect their workers. My work has just begun, she said. Lily walked beside her, smiling. You are changing the world, Miss Mary, she said softly. Mary laughed, kindly. One heart at a time, Lily. One heart at a time, she said. Outside, the city lights shone brightly, and somewhere in small homes and tiny rooms, poor workers smiled with new hope. Because they knew the truth now. Even a cleaner can become a queen. The sun rose brightly on a new day. Mary sat by her window, holding the golden medal the city gave her. She smiled softly. Her long journey was finally changing not only her life, but the lives of many others. The phone rang. "Miss Mary," Lily said excitedly on the other end, "I have big news." Mary laughed kindly. "What is it, Lily?" "More companies want you to help them. They want you to teach their bosses how to treat workers with respect. And a big university wants to give you an honorary degree," Lily said with joy. Mary shook her head gently. "An honorary degree? After all these years of cleaning floors? Now they call me Dr. Mary?" Lily laughed. "You deserve it. More than anyone, Miss Mary. You worked harder than anyone in that university." Mary smiled, but she stayed quiet for a moment. "Lily," she said softly, "I have been thinking. Maybe it is time to open my own school." Lily gasped. "A school?" "Yes, a school for poor workers. A place where cleaners, drivers, waiters, and all small people can learn about business, finance, and leadership," Mary said. "No one should feel they are too small to dream big." Lily's eyes filled with tears. "That's a beautiful idea, Miss Mary. You can help thousands of people." Mary smiled brightly. "Yes, this company gave me a new life. Now I will give others the same chance." That afternoon, Mary gathered all the workers in the company hall. Everyone came: the guards, the drivers, the kitchen staff, the office workers. They all stood quietly, waiting for their kind boss to speak. Mary stepped forward. She held the golden key in her hand. "My friends," she said gently, "you have worked hard for many years, but now I want you to learn new things. I will build a school for you and for your families, a school where you can learn how to own your own business, where your children can learn how to become leaders." The hall became quiet. The workers looked at each other in surprise. "For us?" Mr. Thomas asked softly. "Yes, for you," Mary said, smiling. "No more small dreams. From now on you will have big dreams, and I will help you reach them." Suddenly the hall filled with loud clapping. The workers cheered, some with tears in their eyes. "Miss Mary, you changed our lives!" someone shouted. Mary felt warm inside. She had waited so long for this moment. The people who were once ignored and laughed at now stood proud and full of hope. In the next weeks, Mary worked hard on her new plan. She called architects to design the school. She met with teachers. She spoke with banks to get help. Lily was always by her side. "Miss Mary, this school will be amazing," Lily said. "And you, what will you do after this?" Mary smiled. "I will teach the first class myself," she said. When the school opened 6 months later, hundreds of workers and their children came. The building was big and beautiful. On the front gate, a golden sign read, "The Mary Brown School of Dreams, Lily," stood proudly beside Mary as they cut the red ribbon. "Welcome to your new beginning," Mary said to the happy crowd. The first lesson began that day. Mary stood at the front of the classroom. "My name is Mary Brown," she said softly. "Once I cleaned floors. Now I own the company, but I never forgot where I came from." She looked at the smiling faces. "I will teach you what I learned: how to be patient, how to save money, how to buy shares, how to start your own business, and most of all, how to believe in yourself when no one else does." A small cleaning lady raised her hand. "Miss Mary, do you really think someone like me can start a business?" she asked shyly. Mary walked to her, took her hand gently, and said, "I was you once. Yes, you can. You can become a boss. You can become great. You only need faith, patience, and knowledge." The woman smiled wide. The whole room clapped. Every day, more people came to the school: taxi drivers, waitresses, dishwashers, old guards, young cooks. They all sat in the bright classrooms and learned with joy. Mary felt her heart full of happiness. One day, a big businessman visited the school. "Miss Mary, you are changing the city," he said. "You are making small people strong. I want to help you. My company will give money to build more schools like this." Mary shook his hand. "Thank you. But remember, this is not my dream alone. This